Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Master of Orion. Continuing on with the play of a human empire. So currently, we're trying to hem in the Mershan Empire, which is our only known threat. We're kind of trapped in our own pocket of the galaxy behind these unnavigable warp points. We do have a space monster down here that we cannot yet encounter, and currently we're trying to destroy this space pirate base, which has been a thorn in our side for quite a while. Alright, let's go ahead and progress the turn. And we have a new flea, and what's going this way? A flea also. More than likely, we're going to want to send that to this point here so that we can guard against any attacks. And then once this group has recovered, we'll come back here and we'll have both points that the Mershan can attack us from covered. We are a little bit vulnerable because we're sending this group out to attack the space pirate base. All right, let's look at the research that we uncovered.
Our scientists have made a new discovery.
So we now have the option to produce trade goods for money and a new structure. Let's go on to the next research, and I'm going to look at the actual tree here because I want to make sure I'm getting the troop transport tech, and we might actually have it available currently, but I just want to make sure we're going down the right path for that, because where we're at currently, we're definitely going to want to have that as soon as possible. So what we need is troop transports. I don't remember exactly what tech that is. There it is. So we want military tactics, which we can't currently unlock. All right, so I wasn't exactly sure of how these branching techs worked, and I believe I selected the wrong tech previously. I chose economics. That was incorrect. I should have chose either deep space exploration or xeno relation. So I can see now with the way the branching path goes to get to military tactics, I should have unlocked one of these first. So that's a little bit of a delay and a mistake on my part. So we might as well go with deep space exploration. For diplomacy really doesn't serve a purpose if we can't contact any other races. So we're going to do this research. And that should take 6 turns. Now let's look at our queues. So on Sol Prime, we finished a flea. And we have 2 wasps queued up. And we're going to be cleaning up pollution for now because it has accumulated quite a bit. And I'm going to let that go until it is more or less cleared up. With our current production queue, that's going to get rid of 5% a turn from what I'm gathering from this UI. We can also queue up a couple other things. For instance, we can now queue up this colonial revenue service. Might as well. We can always change the order of when that happens. Let's take a look at our other colonies and see what they're producing. So currently, we have our starbase being almost completed on Ptolemy 2 here, and then we have a couple other buildings to go, and then we're going to start working on a flea. I'm going to go ahead and put the colonial revenue service ahead of the flea. But again, we can always change that later if we need more military production. The fact that we're getting close to being able to produce military units with another colony is a good thing. And then we have Gata Prime, which is a few turns away from doing the automated factory, which is a good thing. Otherwise, we just have a bunch of buildings queued up. And we might as well put our newest building in that queue as well, although we might want the star base before that. Let's go ahead and do the colonial revenue service. We can, again, always change things later. All right, let's continue with our progression. It looks like we're 1 turn away from dealing with the space pirates. As a matter of fact, we might be able to deal with them now. All right, so let's see what happens when we attack. So there's one population on the planet. Now, we only have one nuke, so we might not be able to take it out, but we'll try it. All right, there you go. That's all you need to do to destroy a space pirate base.
Your crew descends to investigate the remains of the pirate enclave. The destruction is near total, but a constant thumping can be heard under a pile of rubble. Further investigation reveals an underground dungeon where the pirates kept an astounding number of slaves. You rescue them and offer them asylum in your closest habitable colony.
All right, well, I wasn't aware that there would be a reward for destroying the space pirate bases. I just wanted to get rid of the space pirates. Let's go ahead and send these guys back so that we remember to do that. And let's go ahead and check out Gata Prime now that we have an extra population point. Now, currently, because of the morale, we have that one workers on strike. Now, it might recover, not exactly sure. Currently, the main penalty we have is taxes. We could shuttle them over to another area for the future. Put them in food production for now. It honestly doesn't matter as long as they're striking. But that's interesting that we got a new population point, which is going to help us in a number of ways. First off, we get more tax income for more population. And also, we speed up the growth of Gata Prime here. Okay, so that's very good. And over here, we're 4 turns away from getting our military outpost completed. And then the factory, what could I do with it? Well, I could ensure Gata Prime is safer by constructing a couple more of those military outposts. Or I could set up, I think there was an option for a sensor probe. And maybe it can see through these unstable warp points. I'm not exactly sure how that works. I think we already did the thing on Sol Prime. So let's go to the next turn. All right. Huh, what is that about? Oh. I wonder what caused us to be able to see in here. That's interesting. Not exactly sure why that happened. We just suddenly became aware of a couple other systems. I mean, we can't travel to them because this is still unstable as far as I understand it. I mean, it looks that way. Oh, the starbase completed. Maybe that's what gave us more vision. It should give us also more command points, which is going to allow us to have a larger fleet. So, as far as production goes here, I have military production queued up. Now, whether or not we're going to want to do pollution cleanup at some point, it's hard to say. I mean, we're not gaining any pollution currently. 3% is not really a big deal. We're going to get another population point in 1 turn. So, do we continue with military building? I'm going to go with the easier to build fleas and leave the wasps up to my home colony. That'll be the queue for now. Let's take a look at our other colonies. So, Gata Prime still has a guy on strike. I'm not exactly sure when we'll be able to deal with that strike, as I don't think we have any other morale buildings coming up. I think the only morale building that we have access to, we've already constructed, which is the government support facility. We could adjust taxes. And we're continuing to do the pollution cleanup at the home system. Okay. Let's take a look at the enemy fleet and its composition. So currently they only have 2 destroyers, which I'm going to eventually be able to deal with. Currently I have a fleet of a wasp and a flea. Now they're due upgrades, but combined together, they're at 850. Interestingly enough, we have the 1 scout here, which I'm probably going to want to kill here. All right, we'll just simulate it because we can't tactical it anyway. Goodbye. I'll pay you back for killing my one scout. And this guy will just continue on his plotted course. And the other scout's here, which we can't currently do anything about. All right, let's end the turn. Oh, I didn't realize Sol Prime is also grown in population. Now, if we take off this guy and put him into production, it gives us 1 percentage point. I don't feel like that's all that great. Maybe we should put him into research, get our research going, because we're a little behind in my opinion. Okay. Let's go on to the next turn. Alright, so the scout's running away. I don't really care. The scout, I think, is more or less trapped behind our lines. It is not really a threat. I'm going to assume that civilian ships cannot blockade a planet. So again, we have a striking worker. So morale is a real issue as your population grows. And unfortunately, there's not a whole lot I can do about it, other than taxes. Let's go ahead and check that out. So that's probably going to be under Empire. And currently, we have 3 BC per pop. Let's go to 2 BC per pop. Now, that's going to really drop our income. Let's see what effect that has on morale. It might not happen this turn. It did go up, so it's now at 85%. So we can use the second population point, which I'm going to keep in production. And let's go to Gator Prime here as well, as we've gained this worker. I think I'm going to go all out production for now, because we have a lot of structures to get through. And it's still more or less efficient to use this population point for that. And maybe later we'll go with, after we get the automated factory, we could even justify going to research. Okay, so that's more or less set up. And I don't really necessarily care about the income right now, although I could use it to rush by some things in the future, for sure. All right. Continue. So we have no aggressive moves from the enemy. And as far as I can tell, there's nothing at this warp point. So this is a real vulnerable point. We want to gather the fleet and attack. It seems like the best call is through this warp point. That way we don't even have to engage this military outpost. All right, so we're 1 turn away from constructing our own military outpost at this point. And we have this building constructed. I think we're more or less good here. We need a star base for sure. And then we're more or less on course for this colony. As a matter of fact, I could probably speed up production here by buying. Although we may want to save that for Sol Prime. I think we want to save that for our military conquest. All right, which fleet needs orders? This fleet. We're just going to set them on guard. We're very close to having a decent fleet at both warp points. Maybe we'll bait the enemy on this warp point and then come and destroy the outpost from this point. Not really sure exactly my game plan there. But we're 1 turn away from getting our own military outpost constructed, so let's go ahead and end the turn. Alright, so now that that's constructed, let's send our... That is kind of annoying that you have to go through here to find your... I believe... There we go. There's a space factory. Oh, okay, I see. There's tabs now. I didn't notice that until just now, so that will help with some of the difficulty that I've been having. So, there's a number of things you can do with these space factories. I'm going to send it back to the Sol system at first. And I just want to see some of the things I can construct. All right. That should be... We want to upgrade our ships here to the current marks for both. It's only going to cost us 8. That's no big deal. Okay. So we're not far away from being able to attack, in my opinion. Alright, let's see their fleet. Ah, they have 3 destroyers now, so I think we're going to have to amass a fleet before we attack. Just be a little bit patient. So currently, my strength over here is 1,000 plus whatever the military outpost gives me. And over here, we're going to have over 1,000 as well. Whereas they have, with their current fleet, 1,500. And they have a new mark of destroyer, which I'm not exactly sure how destructive that might be. Alright, let's see which fleet needs orders. This fleet, I thought I already told it to guard. We'll just tell it again. Alright, so we're 1 away from getting deep space exploration. And our pollution is almost done, to the point that I think I'm going to just cancel this and go on with our production so that I can maybe rush by one of these in case we need it. And go with the... And I'm curious, actually, how much pollution do we gain? None. Okay, so our pollution reduction buildings that we've constructed so far must be taking care of that. Ooh. Okay. Let's end the turn. We have our new research.
Our scientists have made a new discovery.
And we can build civil transports and fungal farms. Fungal farms give you +2 food on certain biomes, which I don't think we have any planets on those biomes, so not really anything we need to worry about at the moment. Okay, so what we want is military tactics, which is still locked. So it looks like you have to get all of the research that branches into that. So let's go with Xeno relations then. All right, so
Just
that's...
a second here.
All right, it's saying civil transports can carry population from the colony they are built at to where they need it the most. Select a densely populated colony and build a civil transport to help populate one of your more sparse colonies. Okay. That's not, I don't think anything we need to do right now. We have a decent population on our planets, 4, 4, and 8. And we also have a new ship design, which is the transport, which I don't really care about. And we're working on Xeno relations, which we really don't need, honestly. What's the enemy fleet like? 3 destroyers, nothing's changed. Should I mass my fleet and attack now? Oh, I have some ships that need upgrading. It would take me quite a while to mass my fleet, and the combined strength of my fleet would only be a little over 2,000. Whereas in the time it would take me to mass my fleet, the enemy could attack one side or the other and wipe out one of my bases. So I don't know if it's a good call right now to mass my fleet. Maybe wait until another Wasp is completed. Just wait to the point that I can rush by it, which is honestly only a turn away. Otherwise, I think we're good to go. Alright, we've completed a couple buildings. We have research lab coming up. Alright, let's get our marine barracks. so that we have the ability to send out troop transports from any planet. And let's move to Sol Prime. We actually lost pollution. That's interesting. And we're going to rush by the Wasp here. And not really sure it's worth queuing anything else up. I'll just queue another Wasp up just to do it. But we're going to have another Wasp producing. And then hopefully that will give me enough strength that I can do that two-pronged attack. I might have to wait until a little bit more production happens. And then finally we have Ptolemy 2 here, which is currently working on Marine Barracks. Alright, nothing I think I need to worry about there. And we're 4 turns away. We honestly do need to wait for the troop transports to come around if we want to take Furus and Tact, so that is something to consider.
Welcome to GNN.
The Cylon Quanta has grown in strength.
Alright, that's the second time we've heard about the Cylons and their continued expansion. Alright, so we have our Wasp. I send it over here. Combined fleet strength here will be stronger than the combined fleet strength here as long as they haven't built a new ship. Okay. And hopefully these 3 ships can take out the military outpost on their own. Let's see what... I didn't mean to click on the planet. Okay, so I want the space factory here. There we go. What can it build? Alright, space surveillance system. What is that? It deploys a surveillance system and a warp point in the system. Alright, that doesn't really tell me what it does. We already kind of get an idea of what the military outpost does. Asteroid mine allows mining resources from asteroid belts. Asteroid lab, same difference, just research instead of production. Gas harvester. Okay. Oh, okay, so this gives us credits from a gas giant. Advanced military outpost. Can we do this now? Advanced military outposts. I didn't know that was something we could do. I kind of wonder if there is a tech behind to do this, though, because I don't think I could have done it before. Because my space factory was on my outpost, and I don't think it gave me that option. In any case, we have gas giant compression. Oh, okay, yes, it requires advanced tactics. I see where it's saying that, the research requirement. And then we have gas giant compression, which, from what I'm gathering, turns a gas giant into a habitable planet. And then we have artificial planet construction, and it turns an asteroid belt into a planet. And these require both planetology to do. We can do the super scalar gas harvester, which looks like it gives us some money. And we do have a gas giant in the system with us, so let's go ahead and check that out. It's going to take 5 turns to complete. Might as well. I don't think I have any other gas giants in any of the systems I'm currently colonizing, because this is just a normal planet, small size planet. I think in the type it would say gas giant. As a matter of fact, we can confirm that by hovering over this. Yeah, gas giant. So that's the only gas giant we have in our system. Now there's one over here. But that's obviously not a system we control. All right, next turn. All right, we got to check out here. Yeah, I was about to say, I bet you they built another destroyer to prevent us from attacking them with our strength, our combined strength here. Well, the longer this goes on, the more my fleet's going to build up. They only have one planet that can produce. I will soon have 2 planets that can produce. And eventually I'll have 3 planets that can produce military units, and I'll be able to produce them faster than they will be able to, although it does appear the AI is cheating a little bit to allow itself to produce things a little bit quicker than it probably should be able to. The fact that he has only 1 colony is able to keep pace with me with my production is kind of a little ridiculous. But I don't think there's anything else that we need to focus on at the moment, so let's continue. All right, so Gator Prime has grown. Let's go ahead and check that out. It appears that that population is not striking, so we could just use them for research, speed up our research a little bit. We're already at the kind of peak performance for our production. Matter of fact, we might even be able to... Now, we'll keep him where he is. And... go to our next turn. Alright, so our research is complete.
Our scientists have made a new discovery.
Now we need military tactics, which is exactly what I was looking for. It's only going to take 7 turns. And... he also built something at Gator Prime. We're about to go with the atmospheric renewer. It'll take six turns. Do we want to continue to boost the population or leave it as it is? I think we want to continue with the production. We want to get our lines up and running. What is Ptolemy 2 working on currently? They're working on Marine Barracks, which are 2 turns away from doing. And then they have this building. I want to go ahead and bring the fleas up, as I do want to get military production going quickly. I mean, with as little production as this planet is getting, it is going to be useful to us in the near future. All right. So they have 1900 strength. I only have 1700 strength. I don't think we're quite ready. I think we need at least 1 more wasp, maybe, over in that unit. It'd be nice if we got our flea over here before combat started. Which I think we will be able to, because the time it takes the wasp to get here, I think we'll have it. And then in 6 turns, we'll have a troop transport in construction. At least that's the game plan. So let's progress. Just keeping an eye on our command points, which looks okay. Ooh. We have a space pirate fleet, so there must be another space pirate base. Let's take a look at it. Nothing really to be too worried about. I'm just going to go ahead and send my fleet that's here over to here to meet them. Honestly, I could have just sent 1 ship, but not really that big of a deal. We have a bunch of other stuff that happened here, though. The space factory is done with the harvester. So I might as well have it working on military outposts. I might put 1 here because there is a known space pirate base somewhere over here now. And I'm guessing I'm going to have to kind of figure out where it is. Now, I also have to remember there is a space monster that I may want to tackle, but eventually I'll do that after I destroy the Mershan Empire. At least that's a game plan. But we're going to go ahead and put a break in here. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. This is Mouse Gunner signing out.